go ba jo tu ngwa bo mi she ngene ya fe so ani ma so na ma so wa bole kutu pe ma she Leebi Ŋulami no okay oje chere mom le sa no nyo pe ton bon mi pe kenta be ngbe ji ni tetela te drum e fe wo no o ba yi se o ba do ma bi atu ngbe ni wo sa okay mi she afata hi o ba ngo shida play ke ha ni ji Great Aim Academy ameke passion and excellence heartbeat homeopathic clinic Helios Care Center ke na gbe mo ni ji the base vet kit drop ameda mo se ni wo ke Leebi Ŋulami ni fe mo ba nyegbe no ni gonti ajo ni atupa on body mani ife no your body mani me kroku me fen ba fata wo here okay Leebi ne wa do to ngbe wa bo mi she shimu ba ne kwa na shama Facebook wa no akoma TV like no share eke ifi fail na kan me no wa fi politics ta mo body ko ba so mo nye e chenchon Frank Lutifafa e ba ba yi senye shiam me do mo mleke ha NDC ku e ji able kuma saw na kana ni ji bada Honorable Bada Ibrahim le baba fata wo oba ko ngene ke drum of wo no wa gba niji saji baba o ken ko nadum wa menaging farm o ken ko amotone bemli ni wa she iji nu gbo bi amlin maniji gbeja no to ni ametu ke ho shrine ke krokume lo ma ke meniji chose mo ekume na me ke ha man bi na mo amenya me ke bo ame ken ko nu gbo ni shu o hye ke ha o shana mo no ho okay ina me fem baba ni gbo no shimo ngamo ko ya doctor ya man Provi Hospital Alfred abosi ukan nche David Clotte jo lo bi fe avino sis dodu me krok me fe gbegbe ise bi ga machine bi fe ka je so ka gbe la ngba le bi na oke mbanye di manye mo eke oyo fo mo gbe oke happy birthday oye lenye belated birthday kenya hia ni ji wo be birthday in advance shimo wa wish we kume lo make wo kwelo kume happy birthday Nake May bonds are so special. Nakajibo na yole. Oh, be mene bine. Okay, producer coffee ready akuno an malimo. Oba wa hin. Bo ho ba nyo comfortable oba nyo ko na share my Facebook. Na kan. E wo to ba ni chonye you happy birthday to Godwin Asimiku. Ajin ke iseo niji Godwina Asimiku na kan. May the good Lord grant you mercy. May the good Lord favor you in all things. Good life, long life, prosperity, happiness. Okay, Agbene in all unity is what you deserve. Well, once again, from the family of Asimiku, again wish you Godwin and Godwina Asimiku happy birthday. Wow, here. Watch la wujiano. Okay, Agbene. Where akwe no kukuku woba. Oba lemlin ojugbade nti o kenklen wo lo ni wo ko ba je shishiyen ke bo hun o fi kra lo ke chi o ben ke wo Facebook wa no akoma TV like no share eke etele fe kenklen wo ke niji the Chronicles baji shishi maka in the Chronicles baji shishi wojien ifa wa de nche yo Chronicles e ke wo kwe front page ke Usahin fires ministers over early race to succeed Mahama. Beni chwanke wache John Dramani Mahama susu ake saka na rame ni baduma na jam. Shimo minority leader ni jafe nyo markings chwanke ife mlanchon. Kenya here Ghana on right path despite challenges. Mahama yarega lehu eji majority leader parliament. Halt creeping culture of silence. Akumia tells Mahama. Kambia na susu ake culture of silence nicho age keji ole no uwe no awi ojugba pe ndemla ba mo ba lo make ni ba gbebo asusu ake nokutomo ti ansan alo make mi awosen ni wo kai wi lo age ko wi pe no wi lo jugba bana san shi oba kwe oba awon Nakai. Democracy ele mafema ba yu oba chon ojoma ka wona boni ma shikamo yo ihan. There was no culture of silence. Wapo man BMPO wofu an say. Daily guide. You get minority demand probe into Dumso. Restore GN service and loans license. Assets NGB Bank of Ghana order. Again, order name na ke High Court le hu emichon ama metu amenuchuma what Indume ake a license mali. Abronye freed on 100k bail. Agbenehu Kenya police chase Arabic teacher for defiling 2 boys. TikToker arrested over Mahama threat death. Alumake death threats. The Ghanaian Times. Oji in fact, you are actually outdated laws hindering stray animal control. Vet only 1 in 4 severity. Only 1 in 4 severally malnourished children receive life-saving treatment. Okay.
You go away. Okay, let me back the car.
Naka was Bibe no wa kwet no fe ni bi oya ne papa de mi ho e nyame no ni ji king ji benke Leebi Ŋulami wo so aka ejina agba no ba so aka wo kwet boni shi kamo yo ha ka wo ba yue kuku ka wo ji woni fe mo shi operator o kwet aka aso eji noko ni isahin ake wofelo be ko ne we mayor etuni wa de nche wo choko vandapo etuni wa ya bia mi no make yi no shi una ka ya moto ne a massage ni bi cho aba fe ni mene wo be no ba ya sa agbotu ye eko aba wo ni eko wo be no ba ya sa kwa maje eko na kai mlai ma shi fense wo ba ko priza ko ba wa ji won fe mo shi
ngbeji kin manowa o ma steve no wo yo ne e fi akenye nke no ko bakpa no e ma steve no ke ma shi facebook no ake wo train ne kaji beni ehu ke fi ye ke mni chun ke adesign ni ho ni petele eji na agba ko ko kete sa ona kashi ekopo ni nje ke chon e chon ni mekmen le china ke to ke ni bi ye me e wo do man no eji katamanton we yani train e ba ma ke da Leebi kan gbe ke e chon ile ya shi manage ne train Yamakoshi ta ke mri amashi da Leebi Yamakoshi woni mo bisa ne bi mo ke ya ke ba wona wole akashi train etwachinako ye beno no e ka je ne enyi leba na monto ne we katamanto shi train e ka aveno no e chenton wa che ben ka je ne wona ne ya no je me ba monto ne woncho no wonyi onye wele no wa je po ye akabiwe ise egbetuntu nka okwo na agashi traffic lights control train jeme washa amonto ne on channel ke look ya aveno ni wokwe no ni ani train stop ye jeme osnani ba jeme no to mani wi enye kwa wono run away o machine then washe really ni ya circle from Accra Brewery really ni ya circle na wo kaswaka ye je wonye bia ne ko kwa beni chodin parking ye really ma say ben me no kra ni mekma hu atoto blocks kan bi ato blocks kan bi kuma me ni e fa fe blocks shu afa ato koko na kaka ine nji wonye me ni ndi los caps kan bi ne fe to ni bi fije me kuma me nu eyi really no fe ene fe eji oshna ani fe mo parce que okwe na hi ni ekole ni bi ya ji no na se yi no pe no ba na ya chono konklo en awo no npa amalo fo efai ko no na me afemo ye na me fi because okwe scabiles ne na ameto to yi ni bi ga mo ne anu kwale magbo na hi ye na gba wa renche amen no kwa ba na fe no ko e ko mi mene ekwe ba ye abeno ne ejini papa lo mina malo fi oye sane many in charge of we say amateshi na me fi no ko wo ma studio ke obache amalo fo atu ase ni bi ni sane afi ke hani ehia ma no wonye nji o community engagement dem no wo yani so ne ba hwe phone no yani ehye men ke ade ko ni mani ehia aka me na ne kan bi phone ne demo phone ne ni amechu ni ko ni ma aya no pepe ko think about you ni komo tata gbo ni kashi ni edigbe emile un po chi ni sefi o kanu epo ejie be eba overflow ni ba gbe no ya ke shia son odi nechi mi ne shia son no nechi mi ne nche kumo ni fi ha ni ko ni real ne e kan no kwenu ne le hu ke mene le eke numo ne kan tra bi enyo bi ten le yin de hwe no ntre ni ho ya fe o manye sale ya wo pan gba keshi o manye nye lo ke meni nye ne ke ntumo ne na asma ke o shina ko ne ke abam ma kwa hwe mo tene ko o kwe roba kedibi ni onye me ko me na me hala roba ni no akashwe dade no ne adadele ba o ke ya isana kanoko ko kwe really prenche eni chuwe dade eka keni ni bi na hwe ne no ko twen yo ne no ko bi bio ni eche la bi oshi no ko bi bio ni eche la bi oshi no eni ni bi na mo ne ke oshina ko yaba no ko bi bio ya ta hepe be chon oshina sande on pa fai amalofue you in charge of rail lines ne ke railway say amekwe amefi no kwe osko kwe eni ni bi na hwe ke eni tue ne yo definitely ka tue ne we e ba snai we circle railways da dia no nji ame station e komi ko kwe nda dia no efi e ben me no kra nje ko mo ni atumo na ya ke ba e da dia no inu agent fin e be fine ni esake Ghana Railway Authority anye amefio noko ye take kene ke son le be ni opa agbe agba ofin wona wa renche kumo ni bi ni shwe railway da dey here any station here ni that train you okay akeba te ba fe train e ba tune ojogba mina free movement kanu tata dey na ken da dey rast on fiti yo no ko na hin ni ekole ale alowa akwe na ba na ekokun yemi ne chon oshina en hawo en fa ni nu pai ka ma lo fu ni yo in charge of ne ken real ne fa nye kwa ifi anoko ni ne fa ni kam ni chon yen kenye real da dey no wanye ke ya circle and circle Dubai shishi wanye circle Dubai shishi wanye nke o kwe o nakesi nu eta we ifin ona ke we say ifin ke tu eni kam ifin kanumi no ko ne fo tu mo gaje no ke yakimba moto onyi afa na onyi afa eni bibi eni me fin onto ye na agba da Leebi 7 mi na kaji benin train ya machine ye katamanton railways she amount on Leebi ene ba to ncho yen kenye ene ba because oshanako shina me ye gbe no e twachinako no amount na tra 2 ke 3 ke se ata 2 na ata 3 ye dan train e na gbe le ba ko ko e china ne twale no yo train
itu achemota ai nema bedu abino ene train gina nti gina no o maye nantwi ho no nti hu an se nantwi ni fi kwan no apie abegya track ni mfimfi na train ball no ti ball no ko sha let's say you training see form training see form yafi ni akoya obi no pride
cause problem be ma
problem bia
nti advice be ana de na ka fa ho e ma 24 a mo stress ani na so
o de abetria ka fa ho se omo kwan ho no e se omo he no mo kre omo free ho no because omo nya na ntwie ni ade kwa che hu de se nya na ntwie
bacha fa wo se
bacha fa mi samala bo aje
okay sami explain my
okay many dey mo ya sia no dey mi na many president but after sia me ko they are going say training ba I say mentwie o twakwa mo just for me just say twakwa no na say training so ni say ni breaks ah te na dey ebo no be say fia this time be say 1 month asana training kwa go before e be ka say be do ho no training ni dey e fi kwa ne so ko divert ko one side ana mentwie do mpenu aloki training te na ma training na dey entumi anko se na wo say ko no na ka we say see na ka ni pada ndom eti wa na ni party behind a ebetumi kunkrofo bebre ti media ka ban hihye bi wo ho anka betumi ayefa we hu te say ochina ya abo na abo mebi ochina ntumi ko ni pada se ni bi ebetumi di ohane amane are abre a komunya hihye bi de enfa de course first time ni emergency na aba no second time ni de betumi are ebetumi esi ti aba wo bibi efa de course ho a ni kakra me o ka no it's dangerous, it's too dangerous. And senior my baby banakas and yes say senior my brands ya to na mafa ho de si say kaibo ni mo china de betumi ade e be si be say Ford bi so na machine ni a mo nto obo na mo tumi ade o mo siesi na mo hu de e be ko
Chomi Franklin Leo Kobna Minji Accra branch union secretary me double as yard master when we trainer in tumo pe trainer ba shi bi ni ba ya when we ban le gbe ake ba nye ya e shi bi ni ya dani ba nye ya si no ni ba ete no mene titrini ni ta ma wi eji wo ye na gba pi mene ne ke trainer fa ke achimota ni wo expect le ni ba she bi wo time ni sa ni she bi to mo 7:30 something is an issue here. When on a tawake train a chachina. Oh, men and Ekun Besani Wofimla Niwaya. She knew what you were Nani trainer and Paleon Chineno position. Ni Ame Ake Inye Anyaji China, or Ame trap here, trainer, she trainer, engineer, a machine. Ewo ehani ibachona bawa ewo besani ake hydraulic jack kemini bi wakaya ni ayawo wotehi mla no hani wana wogbe nane shi na agba ni yo here ifacho trainer ake keje trainer dade here sani 50 feet esa ani moko ba mi shi bia na no ba na just 2 feet 2 feet per obana ke akla ni bi ejeme heni trainer chachina na ni hani trainer machine what we ya agbe na mpole etowo ni ke akwe ojuba ni asana wole noni ke baba because dane e happen ko no ba ya je ne ebe kra ebe noni ya no le ebe o ba pa fa ni in a government is enable me because if only ageke enable create ni big but sani many your fence ani ajia me fen what fan be what a man said down what wole no ni train na fence or moko na access ni baba e si ko ba obi enele just 2 feet from the rail line obana ke a class structure again ni ke ota train ni no ji oni ni mpo ache oni ni wo wa pa fa ni government abami wa ni akwe ni asani ni na keje na kan le noni baba because many call trainer if I me 400 500 ni call Leebi na keba ni ke mene aji noni happy ne aji lole nku e o ba call like me pi ni ba pla lo me pi ni ba gbo ke ni bi sine ya fe training work for safety go by rail this time for safety fe noko keke because o ba pa fa noni ya no le ida
yo tomo nyeme nu awie but osna lele ete no imne atone ete no e ben me no kra ake trainer eyin eje egle no ya je konklo no o imagine maka na je no eyigbe no ala nyefu wankwen bene ekpata ma hie aka to mni nje ke tonye nyi me jimeni ame kijeme chon ametamo hi kamishka mo hi no esake onye wa fi onu ko yi no wana lo fu ene ebanye yeden no nye kwa no sa anya finya yi mgbe kin manowa o mashi tv
yo be ni wachi wo benke ne kenji boni situation she come yo ha king na gba efa wa ni mo ite san shin adisan ni fe mo le ona ke henye she zakemla adomo shujugba ni nye jaje ni bi le keji wo ko na nye iba pole wo yo make kejo no ni mambia wi se meniji ni bi ekruku me honi o wani o kafita ile bi ne ke wona ke yimu
if you ke madaboshi ya kopun ke ba money show nena no meto ni ba na ye jake be bi o kan fa politics libre no nyenu ko yonoko agashi ani saka ko bo agashi eno o ata alo eno yo alo ehin dan lo shake efe adesani to gbele ni wo fi yo isaka shi yen lo amen forso street measures benafeni nekini business afo cause ko okọ eni woni if je fe po woni sha ake ya ke ba mi egbe ifi o no onye mme na me tune ke nyemme ye na me tune ke nchumo ne be ke nchumo ne na atule de shane fintin ni o na onye mme hie ko na aba wo mi na tashi ni ke je ke ya fi anago ma ke amehinu waje me afutu ya jeme ona ninke akle na kajen gbe fe nu mo ne klo anya ka tasibanya ne ya shiko me ntwe ne really ka numi wala ka ngada de eye nu ka chiwe eye no anu wo me no shina kwa badan lo cause ene me ne nyene ko le china na echula what if ekpa afa na lo kle be ni yo jeme ne di really ekeni na me to afete
okay yo ine saniele na washi se frank ye bie akeni ame amla lumina me ba me sector research agenda ya jen ni wonye wachi pe wachi ne ke na agba ne pe ke wo railway authority bia mi shimu ayemada ni amwalama ka umbrella na me ho shi ni ji transport ministry amba fe ni bi baba oji no ni an shi se frank kaji won kwe no ni wo kwe amoto ne aso wabanya oka ke wana me yo modimbo alo mambie na me gbotu ye gbeko no
okay minga ingwa no plan
okay
and then it was an impromptu and I can blame me because I'm not frankly I'm not even aware of this railway issue but minimum in Ghana well
okay
every agency allo department a mother in there need a fall under or when there are issues within those agencies allo department the parents institution so they take actions. You see, Ghana, our problem is that when some people are appointed to handle some of these agencies and departments, they take it as if they are gods. I mean, in Ghana too, when issues of this nature happen, you want to take action. Is any the railway issue there? You know, you monitor no ya no je. They have daily reports. Oh, ya no. We need this and that to be able to maintain the facility. People don't care. So the question is, the mother parent oversight responsibility no mission. Ni money manager na agency allo department and lehu ni bi na ehin jeme and a fair the correct reporting allo take a note of what needs to be done and they present to the mother parent institution. Okay, this is what we think should be done. No, if you're not judging. So where I sit is that we are living in a poor nation, and people will say, "Oh, inadequate funding." But have you made any report to the parent institution? Okay, we need this and that to be able to correct certain mistakes. Those things are not there. So where I sit, forget politics. I'll blame one, the agency, the department, whoever is in charge. Then the parents' institution. Because, Kaji, you are a ministry. There are other agencies under you. Your responsibility is always make sure that call your soft pony, you show interest. Hello, there are like you show interest. Ni ekumo soft few. Can't go like fake but if there's nothing at all, and people just continue to take the law into their hands, although they don't do what is right there, you can't sit here and blame just the market woman. You blame the institution, that the parent institution. You blame the agency, the department, because they need to coordinate. You see, if you don't punish, if you the parent institution, you are not taking action there, those agencies can be here. They also use that same area. Muji can be on daily basis. If you see, it's not something when I know about fee. So the question is, no more corner can be there. Maybe actions are taken. So if the thing happens today, you can't just go and get up and blame one person. You want me to back here? I cannot sit here and blame the market woman, the car, whatever. Nina we can be whatever. People, come on. Recently, AMA went around to stop people from selling on the pavement. Within some few weeks, they've come back on the same or come back on the street. The question is, what measure did we put in place to prevent them from subsequently moving on to the pavement? We didn't do it. So they'll come again. So you see, but when they sound, I don't know if he take action, like a politics say by me. You see where our problem lies? He will bring like a politics by me because we'll fake correcting. See, if we will continue to do the right thing without thinking of the consequences politically, money okay like a car on your got an about no jail again. Some months or year to come, about Tasha, we realize like no need look back. I think is the best because more than Jemmy for more than fair check, gotta be fair check. They will come back to realization, okay, this government is rather doing the right thing than Monesia Make, I may Muji, I may Fini Binisa. So we need to always make sure that we take the right decisions, decisive action to punish people who are not doing the right thing. Otherwise, my brother, see, we will come back, we will have a real telecare. See, me tell you about Tabi and me, oh, Frank, people, forget NDC, forget MPP. Actions must be taken. Only machine. Come on. Make one about pure and from rubber machine. Singapore, you cannot even speak. Or not tell like
Singapore. Singapore, you get on. Ya talk be no. A lot of because be no. Making experience.
Yes.
No come nje nyem bought the plan for. Kwebo.
Yes.
If no nya nyo.
Onye. But here, what some of no if you is more if court the yemo no Ghana yo papa dia.
Hello baba,
and the Ghana papa dia. About people, see, we have laws on sanitation, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We have laws, environmental protection agencies. I mean, laws PE. They can punish people who do some of these things. Are the laws being enforced? They're not being enforced. General lie. Come on, I feel to correct a problem. So sanitation, there was a time these sanitation issues were so rampant. So laws were made to curb those problems. But those laws, are they being enforced to curb the problem? No. Well, people are still continuing doing the wrong thing. Be a call mom could be a but I got to pure out paper keke, rubber keke, no machine I got to move. So the problem is not just the individuals. The institutions that must make sure that am I enforce law? They have failed in that direction.
She said, Frank, when she agency said department send no John. Why not blame me or keba me egbekono?
The mayor has an office. The office said the way you're responsible for some of these things. So that's why I'm saying like I a parent institution. Then the other agencies and department that falls under that parent institution. I think AMA falls under local government ministry. I think so. So the AMA becomes a child to the major ministry. Well, the local government ministry, if you and you need to sit up and do ABC and you fail. Only machine. AMA woman of fear.
So far, what have you done to be able to justify me where is it? You understand? So don't blame just A and B. Don't blame the people alone. The parent institution is also part of it. So we need to put all of them together and then blame all of them. Nipona Ghanaians are not happy with what is going on in terms of our sanitation issues. So they need to be proactive. Not reactive. That is Ghana. It's not good. Always say we need to be proactive to solve issues. That one many say what is was of. Can no low me pay do sharp pictures. Mama, bed can be. Those things are come on, a cake ni be there. Be a there. We need see governance leaders must be proactive. Problem there jemo modanoba. How do we solve it? Solve more than equaba. You are being proactive. Don't wait until the problem first. Like how do you say? Problem emanates. Care better. I got tishi cameras in your no. I got over that. Those is me. I don't fancy those things. Okay. I don't fancy them.
Would you buy? You to one who na me blam. Okay. Ni bi kruku ma wa kwa ke no what you ne aba wa me no lo. Ni am ho no ni sa amanya me fia ma bi. Ma no akamu na look and chona keji ku ye no ko wi mo dani.
Me when you know ewie sa me no ni peg ba na ja kashi. Me ni am squat e me as ni am na lo attention fi ko ye. Because many tomlin chon we ekulachi na etwa e di we obi bi okupe chi many reside o ejime gbe na me squat ejime kan many ni train enyefu ya kan kata me e hye ye ni gbani enyi cycle kemba kata manton je ke no fi aka reduce speed de keba shika je kolem na je achimota na e banaka speed no nye kemba square ni e di we na kan men do je fe be oshina sana yi ya kpata ma bi ahin njemele nwe to mini ame secretary we je koni sake ata people should leave that place 50 feet away from the rail line abene nwe je no humpe eni ndade e kan no me fit mo gota afen ani if ndade no me pa fai in fai no pa wo meni in charge na mekwe na fe no ko yi because je na kan ya chon ko konklu awo
okay ojugba manu abe no kokoko ya lo no na kan ojugba o ma se oko wa jo to ngbe ma bu mi se won ko ni mami enye eye mo ke ha fali fe mo ke je na kan hela ejara wawa de nche ni ke ji wo ba ko ma won ju wo ke je ni bi ko mamli lo ma ke won ju wo ke je men ko ma shishi ya wa mo gbe fangbe lo ke ji wonye wo de nche wo fa wona ji ni wo fe woni bi ojugba ke e ba play ale ba e ba fi plolo nígbà wo ka chon o pa fai o wa ya wo se frank ko we gwe ma bo good morning apeche
me ta o
apeche si to ba fi te jana kata ko wa foto wa no kwa na share my facebook wa na ko match tv ko like no share ke ti fefo se frank ken no ko aji shishin ma so ni wo ko ma shikamo dani wo ba sanjin am ni nche me no ba ko abronye sanjin ni wule hi no ke ba gbe hi ni wo che afenyo ma kile hu wi mo ko me ni we no me ni ji no ni parliament fi o yi won wa ke speaker ke le engme je le ba ha security agency ko gbe dani anye apprehend mo ko no first of all the match kamo ya te ya ko lolu e ma bi wi ake ejolebe ni bi jare wa ke ko ko me
over dani ma answer or question no be me amanga me enyo etako on bongo
over
first and foremost Ninga Godwin Mahama is one person who's aspiring. He aspires nature Greater Accra Regional Communication Greater Accra General Secretary of the NDC. Ni Imbatabi Yuake. People like Godwin Mahama are competent individuals. They are not selfish. People who are committed to the cause of the NDC and Ghana as a nation. So if we need somebody to man the Greater Accra region as secretary, we don't need anybody than Godwin Mahama, because he has shown it, he has proven that he is the right person to man that particular office. All people are watching me, including delegates, everybody. Please, let us all try our possible best when the time can say Godwin Mahama should be our secretary.
Then my next greeting goes to Dr. Belinda Glover. She's the deputy coordinator of the free SHS policy. This morning, madam, my greetings to you. You are doing a good job, and we continue to encourage you to do a good job. And then Tanko Rashid, GFEX CEO, Leebi Ŋulami, my greetings to him. And then Thomas Nia Yukan, Yablokmanov. He's also trying to contest for the deputy communication officer for the Greater Accra region. And he's a competent man, a personal friend. You are a competent person. And then Metanunu Jr.
Okay.
And then William Amenuvo, as usual, and then Jerry Johnson of Greater Accra.
We could that.
Okay. Over Monicha Kube, Omiaka Fumi. Anything.
Okay.
Bongo, okay. Temaya no ten. First and foremost, in baby people no come about. I'm about. When it comes to discussion on issues that borders on national issues, when they have no answer to the problems, although they have no answer to what is being discussed, I'm about. There are several times in Batavi. I try PPB around. I can no corner. I can many can be a baby. Come by be a I'm an acre, I'm a near debate. Come in and you commit a beer. I get where I can track actually Yesuba. When I'm a fair, it's Monica Metabia competition. I don't debate for, but since they are not here, nobody should think I can NDC plan I invited here. We were all invited, but they didn't come. I want to make that point clear. Bongo, money back Ghana is not moving in the right direction. Emily. In Batabia, KJ, what is happening in the Strait of Hormuz between Iran and America and Israel, which has affected the whole world. Even though certain economic indicators in the world are okay, fuel pricing is not the same. It was AFI. But you see, what other nations are doing, they have a policy. They don't no price can product. Got no enemy on 1,000. We don't feel that. So price are being controlled. You see, Ghana here we have a free market. Mofiamos money, price needs money can menu. These are things that are not good, and I've spoken about this several times. Okay, we need to have a regime or a system where Mofiamo like a dollar it perform better. Well, like inflation ebashi. So the question is, many he war. No more no fenini. But the same market man is complaining like dollar he was a sorry, CDF he was a bemi and another. Many mokweba any dollar ebashi CDF na he wale. Many was still honey at that price. Government must take action. So if government to sit aloof without taking action of some of these issues people continue to increase their prices, which is not the best. It was a fear to more governments. All the indicators and everything are okay, but money are war near the home. Echoi bomogbelo, julo amalelo. They are ni big jalangwa. So it happened that government ichua. O tabia mi petrol dollar. I think dollar went to 10 cedi. No offense, but predict actually the way things are going, it's likely to go to 9 cedi. Petrol prices bashiang. We all witness a liter was around 10 cedi to 9 cedi. We all hear until the what we were not expecting happened. Even aside that, government has still maintained NDBA should still. So why is the market woman still not making sure okay? Like if I charge according to what is being done, minimum. That's the point. So if we sit aloof without taking action, they will continue to do that. I wish there's a task force to go around. In where I won't be here, in your way, be in your way back way. Now, quack a scat, be no horn, and I can no horn. So, come take action. Can our season be a season? Can your shops be closed? They should be closed. It will deter people from doing the same thing. What many, I mean, hey, go be 10 years, don't here. Let me say, I'm only 1 city, me only 10 city. If I have 1 city here. So, these things must be done. Getting a kind, people continue to say, ma'am, and Bomodi, she may only be a man, be a femini, but having said that, me, I'm a conscience, and they are not doing that. They are selling the thing at the correct prices. I will encourage people. Kaka people we should buy from them. But ekule mo ye nyankpala bo tabi te to ayeri. Ekule mo ye pukwasi. Wa ye bi no pukwasi no ayeri no ba. Dabi. So actions must be taken. If we need to have laws that to prevent this free market thing, we famous money increase price needs small. We should have a regime that to control price. And that was what Rollins did some time ago. And I make Rollins issue. Oh, no holding like a price. Wrong me. It's not feel like I. Show fair. So that guabo. No, no, okay, okay. So that is it. But how to, in a nutshell, the government is doing well. It's on track. Come on. People were saying that by the time Mahama buy 6 months, 1 year, dollar will be around 25 cities. Miracle Baji we name fair. And the dollar is 25 cities. That be. So you should tell that the government of the day is managing the system. It is left with you and I to make sure that she will always support government. You know, if you're not fine. So if you are not supporting government, no me by hiding no halajala. Don't blame government for doing that. You are the one causing the problem. Now in Cabo one thing NDC must learn. NDC as a party, we must learn from this. When NPP is in power, they don't care about the country Ghana. They care about their individual party members. Okay, boss, show more than WCA. No show more about no fish can look party. They strengthen, in fact, to be able to import from outside and bring and make money to support the party. We need to make sure Akeshi and this will support them. Jet for importation. Okay, they need to produce something here locally. They should be supported to produce it here locally, not abroad. Bona fenika me ho. Alors me ke ha, me wholesale say ba low ke ya. Can retail say any price after abashi. Kenya na kai, the economy will be controlled by the foreigners. At the same time, the wicked NPP guys who are in the system now into import of items into the country. They will increase it to make sure the government is bad. That's what they're doing. So we need to take action. I'm being frank. We need to take actions.
Okay. O ma show ko ba jo te me wa bo mi se. Kenya yes frank make yemo ko make ni twi ye mine wa danye ba amralo. Nya no nu hia ke no kutamo ne ke illegal mine ganam si ne ino ba gbo. Kenya hia ke se hu ya fole won ko mo le nata. Naimos won na me ni tuma pa na me tru. Be fe be won na ke amomome. Si ololu e wona anu ele hu ehin eche mo ke
bongo ina no continue
o producer fa ne no ke na kan video anu no be
bongo money ba ke bo ake. There hasn't been any improvement with the fight against Galamsey Mandaloni. But we see and quality one thing I will sit here and say okay Ghana government is stop illegal mining. No Michi, I can't sit here and say okay Ghana government has stopped illegal mining. It's not true. But what the government promised was actually they will make sure that illegal mining there, they will reduce it, allow it to be a thing of the past. Need money able to mine there, buy license they pay. And the government also said actually they will not issue licenses or license that can have an illegal mining there. Government take part. Or may have money by mining there, reduce. Is that not a fight against the problem? Me people. So when somebody tells you that the government is not doing anything against illegal mining, Male. Number two. Bongo, where be ni NPP onukpa Professor Frimpong Boati documented by out there. The Galamsey 7, if you Galamsey, I'm a Jubilee House. Jubilee House, I make a way. What action did the Nano take? No action. When it was said, actually, some NDC chairman officials, I'm a having African Galamsey, they were stopped and they were being investigated. Allow me, Mali. Actions are being taken. Come on, recently, Hanabisu, over 10,000 people from Burkina, different places, I make Kojeme Krana, me feel like mine. The community here has been destroyed. People arrested. Are we not fighting against illegal mining? Recently, there is a fight against it. They will still come back. Monitor time no come back, time no ya. So you must take system any by any on your recently, I'm one of the Galamsey kingpin. Ni a terrorist of men, ne nan will be about to can be Amokole. Maybe Amokole. so ka mama na kan etwa ke no ni le fio ni ha no ani fitio mene na mole na je meko eje me but are fighting here can fio you cannot stop Galamsey in a day or in a year or two. Even in 5 you can stop Galamsey, but you can reduce the effect of Galamsey and those who are engaged in the menace allow the activity. I don't know musician. You be no momo me fio but o punish me. Be no momo me fio but me no ye me na me fia me like wo do pa momo me am ha fe me na ma ba pa. O Galamsey is not something that you earn it in a day. Ni ina incho ye hu wiake. Buko ene fe Galamsey o te shi wa do ke pa enye pa. Me no too more create one like pa Galamsey. But if you create job avenues, most of them will stop what they are doing and go and work. For example, the Okada business, make Okada business. I'm one of those who support this Okada business. The best policy ever to be taken by any administration. Do you know why? Bongo, first square. Oh, you know, I phone no the Ajubu. Jenny, I feel one day a fireman. Pickpocketing, I feel be this Bogo mene Okada hani me pi ni fio na kanibi ame fe mini amegba enyo ewu e moto be ni taxi driver anala we na ko ye ba eneshka e can ko e pay fees. I know somebody na e fe Okada na Okada 3 na can tuni hale na e pay be a fees na me a private school. So as Okada business that policy alone e gbele ko gbe ha gomogo. So you see there can be many what do we call it reforms ni akpada keba. Those who are engaged in those things say, like, oh, there's an alternative. But to end it in a day, a year, can it be a bogo? It's never possible. But you can reduce the effect of the activity and put in place measures. We are reclaiming some of the lands, but you can't say, okay, you have reclaimed all, but few you are moving. At least one here, 15 okay, stop. But to conclude, you see. The punishment, you see, we have laws. Ghana is not a Republican, how do you call it, a banana republic. Where mla no kachuni. I'm one of those who believe okay. The law on environmental destruction or whatever, we need to amend it to make it more punishable. A punishment joke, but now many 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, they will stop. But if they will go 1 year, 2 years, they will come back and continue. I'll be frank. So we need to give punishment, severe punishment, and then we create alternative job opportunities for them. That is one way we can stop it. But currently, we can only reduce the effect of illegal activities, illegal mining activities. So that is what I can say about this issue. Okay. All right. No, and I don't know much money. You tell me
what tackle topic and I get honorable badale we be bashe. And say frank, kaji wonkwe amotone niji nyene oni ne onake I restore niji GN bank license ni ha. Many ji no ni echon.
Okay. Bongo.
Nto mole na kakuku.
You see, God has been so good to this country called Ghana. God has been so good to this country called Ghana. We had a regime. They did not come to do anything for Ghana. They only came to destroy, steal, and just go. That's all. Banks are in distress. Hello, they are insolvent. Shikabe. One of the reasons they gave was that government is owing them. Can government get a pay they'll become solvent again. Oh, but SK banks are the bank, pay for the bank, pay for the bank. Then okay bank, books by what close bank say. It doesn't make sense. Two, Bongo, go close bank. You need to think twice. Ghana, even as a nation, we have unemployment rate. Well, if you are closing those banks, you are adding to the unemployment rate. Minister no fee. Come on, me. Oh, you can even change the management, bring in new management. You can even inject capital. in order to make sure that the bank will stay. But the government of the day at the time, bank say 9 billion. He was, close bank say, with an amount of 25 billion. Bongo, madness ne. Tell me what it is. Oh, you have 9 billion. Or 25 billion, okay? You can close no more 9 billion. Why don't you use the 9 billion to make those banks solvent? So that they can, how do you call it, turn things around and make the bank become solvent and also maintain the reputation of the bank. You know, they didn't do it. So if today they've gone to court, if a GN Bank, one of the reasons I'm a bad issues. See, government here, a pay one. No close bank. Today, the court has said, Akeshi, they should restore the license that GN Bank holds. Like I can license have back. No, track the way and manner in which the banks were closed there were wrong. I'm not going to say okay. Some of them were having bad books in terms of books and but you don't close banks like that. If the bank go to the extreme, you can close it. For example, there was an issue that happened with a bank called Wells Fargo. I'm a fake fictitious, I'm an open account, fictitious account. Because every time I task managers, they need to more profit. I'm a fake account. I'm more customers. Can you be a summer fair? I'm Get back can you be ne? You have the right. She the general Kunakai. Oba Heska Opekomi. Okay, Yanimo. Keska me more Kadabi in close bank. The madness. You see, some of the things we need to be honest. Madness. Bongo, if one like a GM bank, like say Hame. Other banks are also in court. Where the bank, the Capital Bank. I pay only at 2 SM at Momoleke. Mimadi. Keep sending, I bought me to board chairman can be a mommy. So the thing is not about okay, they just wanted to punish somebody. A lot of people wait time. Because KG were a board won't take decision. In fact, management cannot act without the board. So KG board take decision, management will act on the decision taken by the board. So if the board has taken a decision, management will act there. Why do you punish the management and leave the board? So it was just to punish some people. Well, I am very happy. Okay, the court has ruled. Okay, lines are coming back. What I expect Paco Syndrome to do is like a officer come fair fitting. Be a Paco attach can he say he rebuild those scratches. Make qualify. Many children jump more. He should record them back when the time is due. Now me Baba, well mainly me koni it can be bad in Jeme. Hey moji ekpa. Come na le po hey mobo. I'm telling you, they will carry a child fair back they start to work at least the promise John Dramani Muhammad gave I'll make sure we go into the matter and then whose licenses need to be restored will be restored there. When the licenses are restored there, those who lost their jobs here, they should call back to come and work. Can you a chair and back now at you like a license back here? What is the essence of the license? The essence of the license will be Akeshi. Many two on your family. I'm back now at you. Oh, I want to machine. All right, thank you.
And what you go on your photo on Facebook, the Jomashi TV for like me share carefully for. But I sham, the Oma Bile, Jomachomo, Kagbene, Obuti, Sanjay Kumam. Inche, me am good morning evening.
Ansa ashukasa loke ohami omani. Alo obake makeshi nje fe alo njeku
nagai
benke wakeshi nje mra alo enine
chide good boy
ka osinu akoje to bi abo jiku
because aga woyofo
afo we ga
wo modern wo kole aya nshom fiu we bi ana hotel no chi wake
yo bi abo jiku
ni bonko oje mra
nakai ya ke no fino ojiba
alhamdulillah ni bodomo
nakai wo kwa utiku ni uba ni yake keji wo gbe na wa wi na musani mo fiu da no wa butem wo keji wo kwa bi anani yake no ni ba hani ame nuchuma ya no ha me aso wa bi ake ni bi krokome se frank chair office ta ke krokoma me chonjin ke krokoma ni ekula ke ni fono alo ye gbeko no egme ame aso this time around amra lo lehun e ba butem ni ke ha e coming back alo bi anani share all for him sakele ekwe ni office say revive a cast ke krokoma he new ones ke wo system em na tunu
Mangabo ni manga umashiti kwelo ke radio table. Lebi ne my use opportunity ni manga mbra tachelete Frank ke money mena me call mashiti fe opportunity ne ba ne and my utilize na ojoba ni manga Abdul Central bi fe MP Honorable Abdul Latif Dan mingale ke MC Honorable Frank Nkansa. In fact ne ke me enyo watch me Abdul Central Koba watch me they can do men na kind spirit ni you me in fact very effective ni me pashi ake shalo kanji municipality ko alo consensus ko bana ne ke me enyo ne ye himo ke ile akeshi within 4 years Benny Kefe me you and Keshi were constituency he came in Libya. I think about the like of Abdul Latif Dan came from cancer yeah na kan municipality local constituency me ko nyami shikama ke wa Keshi municipality by far because when any kebo you one Abdul Central gradually turning into one of the ni netatolete hub allo one of the areas ni mofiam ba sumone invest here me ko wa ya Keshi mi na o me wie na kan ni Mene call Babylon Central in terms of development. In fact, what you sa aloma ke wakesh MP ke MCA etu sa even though maba topic enu about discuss no shimita ma use opportunity ni nke wie saji kume. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, a card sword. Ni a card sword and ke every constituency. Hello, I must select 166 constituencies. Ni abahame ni 40 kilometers of roads within 4 years. That means every year about every constituency 10 kilometers of road. Ni na get 166 na you on we have 275 constituencies, right? Ni na get 275 constituencies na where MPC me, where MCA see me. Ni ka about development, it's not about NDC, it's not about MPP. You are doing the development to make sure that you are looking at the progress of the in the country, allow the constituency. So if you are an MC and then you are an MP and you don't have the lobbying skills, no ba lobby na ke wa fita na ke 166 na ye be forget mo. But ya ke bo fita afi conclude. So nnu me ko me wi akeshi ake initially to correct issue alo wakase ni ke MP jibu ni ake aha meni nye 275 ni ake ahanye 150 alo ahanye 160 ni obe lobbying skills no ba lobby na ke ba fita yo joni obana yes no makpa fai many amekwa akeshi afi development already asani Abdul Central anadole dole je na kanisa ni yo na beni sani yo nji ake abaha ni hamona abaha 166 ni president ake abaha. So if you are an MP allo MC ni obena kan lobbying skills no ba ni obenke president kona ke o constituency afita no na ke 40 kilometers of road then forget it abaha me na me ba benke kaka that is come back that is obe problem
no but for 4 years keji obena kan skill no ba lobby ebe obe mi kra
that means o je mehin ni president enwele enwe ele no New York shipon many years shipon na ba le issues ni ba menaji MP ke MCA asana because the MCA automatically directly represents the president and then the MP also directly represents the people at parliament bonimishi so can get men on together they go and lobby for the people at the constituency allo municipality konno ni atawo your municipality at the end of the day abana never when I call Abdul Central ni in fact I have 10 kilometer roads ni be and currently ni no ni achuni my site e to Mozabama line or e ko no ocho the CDC station down where ke UN in fact achuni tumo ejemani court ejeme gidigidi no tumo ya no ni gbana ni wodromo na jeme echo to one of the estates New York wa Abdul Central ko ba e ko na to Libero in fact she jeme hu afi Libero junction to brigade sorry jeme hu afi na kan road there me complain akeshi na afi road there no e she ko 2 weeks no agbena dabi agbena ni road there fiti dabi ka afi road there I been on that one I can feel road. Why explaining no be and because at the right time I think na can question about oba explain me what na can road there if na can chinitumo agbekona achu court he ko na tole alaji peji ye botri electoral area bi an ni kebo yo na agbedre there na e show road there na ba fe from alaji peji central mosque say ke Veron Leke on na can road there Veron school ke aje opo ni na tole what's the name Flamingo. I think Naka road there one if it Naka 10-kilometer road there in Abafi. Kote ko na tole Ajembu. Currently link won we a fair drain because on your fair road without drain. No a fair drain e je won gidi ka gbe na no road there e channel. Cause she jeme very soon e ko by next week from Nova Hills Yazungu Sabon Zongo bi en no pipe na. Junction no ke a Agbe town. Road the main road there Zongo market lane no. No one about na can road there 10-kilometer road there. Then the inner roads say on here Zongo. Some of the inner roads fit any about na can road say 10-kilometer road say. She any na born ko no Zongo she any kebo you on no enutimo ya no gidi ni achi ni afi ni ko she jeme no Basukura market. In fact, one of the ultra modern markets here Ablekuma Central. Inke Ablekuma Central here Greater Accra because na ko ikoda. I hear me ni ama no gidi kote mabuk a fair drain ni je me bana road ni ne tatole te motorable ni abanya chono ojogba ko shi je me no ba e ko na tole tankers line mena ni modromo ke MPA dromo na Honorable Abdul Latif Dan eni na nutumo ni eji board member tema port and harbor ake ata na fi astrotef ni quickly e ke da bi minta oni nyeke ba conference ake da bi wo ke ba ya ko ke da bi ne ke me no ojogba mena ni modromo na court tankers line mo in fact check back no o asulai tekeme no jeno ko bibio mena no dromo na ke Honorable Abdul Latif Dan dromo na one na ke astrotef ne court he ko tumo Takasla Community Hospital and the Honorable Abdul Latif Dan ke his Honorable Frank in cancer mena ama maternity and then administrative block ya jeme ke Takasla alo let be okoshi polyclinic he ko tumo ajembu court oba na ni ama tacholete 3 unit classroom ha new aboso kan bi ni in fact ke bale project ya Ablekuma Central ni afepi baba o ni bi hu yin egbe no ni eba no ba pa fayi many man na me you akeshi MPA efe konoko MC efe konoko they are always ready for criticism but when we are criticizing we should make sure that it will be constructively e ka fit mo won fe out of moko ba ke because of neken da bi wa pa fight then we mo no we won pa fight je ni won we ake won town wo fite mo kwa lo noko wo fe ni wo kase ni won we ni wo kase ni wo ke kase ni ojuba ni ama ba topic no which is actually the GN Bank restoration. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, if you make a shidane baba about Trump President of the Republic of Ghana, they keep Paco Sindum thing or aslale. Ne aslale ne kela keshi oh near me na no ncho me party nin someone for so many years in kenshika ken no fiano efe ame ehia me se gbene kono na me fi mi na bi mama bi ama be like me ne ba ke oh in kenshika po fa me akesha me hi na me ke fi campaign na me fi campaign ken no fiano na ehia na me nya me pay me wo ameke bank ke banks come what default ne wo our close wo ni mana ke bank default ni hotel ni owale as a Ghanaian allo as President of the Republic of Ghana no Joe Mambi ni Paco Sindum ehia over 2,000 workers ne wo ni na title the man name fe ni achuni hale ni saki ni asanofi asano kwa cash J bank no ba collapse she workers no ba lay am off na ba atasha na me na me chuni ameni oba ni homo ayi ame ekume ame yehia ni sabita flat ame ngamenye ho ekume ame jolly menye ho alo ame ke ame jolly me alo ame bi ya school termini bi ni saki ni ana tacholete ana ame na ni amba provide ha ame bi ke ame ni na ame ngame ni mama ke la ke shi oh no ta wa feel te ni ke bi asano kwami mama ke problem be ke ni ma dro ni wo ba power oba kwami no akwabeni as many asani a restore ameni neta to the 10 certificate about restore ke anya many me na asani aka ma achogbe ko na ni asa ameni akwabeni ame wa me ameshi le mi ba yin abafi na kai no like shimene most of the Uber drivers and then boat drivers ke yango fe they are pakosi indum workers. Most of them pakosi indum ke atuese no like atuese niwe he's a staunch MPP money finance army bona e ha meshka ke mini bi mi ameba power no ni ame promise like am afeel ame fi hale ni agbe won ameta na me gbe election because ni e ke ma ke Kenya fe ko e ba she bi ko nya ba ta o nye na mi e be ame na ke shi dabi ke bo ba ta bo no wona bo awon gbe bo shi ko ni na kan ta o mo wakabata o bo kra me wo fi o me aka shi ye he mo ke la ke no e wona me ke election na kan gbe no na me ke election no ngene ke ni mo draw money I will stop akwesi indum bank e wo bada his excellency John Dramani Mahamashi wada le shi wa aka shi ni ikeneke opportunity ne esa e ha akwesi indum eko ni ye mo ke la ke to be ni brother wie what can say ni alia me ofefe hey me ko me gbo yemi me ko me won catch yemi because of na me no aka sha me no chumo afite am BPT mu ene wo me na stroke me ko me na hilani e chamo hila chamo ye very difficult see hey mo ke like feel ko ye ni feel any yo abacha me back because well I get to the from the first person to the last person which is the cleaner at Statulete na kai bank say I'm a fan ali am off ningi se ko are hokopo ni nani efebi afonji pakosi ndum le bank the government ete ikejeme ha China bi na kefi wholesale heni leke no ni leke shika ke ni ma nenye lele nye he certificate ye de eni etu oni enwe nye sanye he je hu mini wo nye ke eshika the Statulete here government nyomonjo alo government yele nyomonjo tesa ni yote na kejeme ha China bi na etemi na ke efu. Should someone who sacrificed for your party and this nation suffer as Pakwesi Indum is suffering? No, Pakwesi Indum eda she bokoto mo be na sane gbone. Bona, she because of pressure ni MPP bi en hale. No e won mene Pakwesi Indum egboto mo be ni eyone. She can no draw money restore a bank. Ye e mo ke like she e ba side mo oblahi ami ekun obi mi akeshi bia na e chonji kemi ni bi ni e50 na ta e ba feel ten is institution born me she ni since it is an institution ni government ake I restore bo back e ko ke e ba ni assess o asset ko me definitely asani ake habo born me she ko shikaji ye akaye ko fe asani government ake habo ko o san o revive e ko gradually to be ni bra you wa kwafai many men ali am ofefe e make sure cash e kawo new staffs even though me ko be wale no definitely me ko as abasa na wo me ko na feel gaps e ko ye ko me she any asani Statulete many men am yo oje o mo e ka member on board ka experience na ejo ekola ejo ni efedi e ka ma we ko na me wa me na question restoration alo aban papa na vote na me vote ka excellency John Dramani mama ko na restore bank na me wa me na nchimo ame wa me benefit I think ka efe na kan e ba wale ke ma fe
efe eja owa yin ese frank masumo wo tugile nka buti nji abronye sanye mke wo play keba we mo neti no ke kroku menfe iwo bia na ni grant le bill ke ahe nji traveling documents ke kroku men aso we mo bona yo le na kanji boni yo
bongo nche oluwa don and I will need more time now so I can discuss ni ma try ma try anyway I share time I share ke one in that's Sajefa. Now in the first place the point must be made clear okay the NPP as a political party and members I'm will be here. They are not above the law and the law that we are governed by. Okay, there's what we call rule of law, and the rule of law, nobody, not even the president, is above the law. We have laws that are used to govern us. There are laws that the institutions that are mandated to act will act. Okay. The police is as whether the prosecution need many ke oton awaya me a court na me prove ake oton alo oton ko no another matter ni as whether the court babo te saniemi ne ke oton based on what the prosecution has presented alo oton ko based on your defendant lawyer no dey here no will be determined by the court. Whether Abronye is guilty or not guilty, I am not the one to determine it. The court will determine it. Bongo, Miss Masumoni, what can be in your attempt? We have a video coming. I'm going to start. So I'll come to the other. What I'm coming to conclude there. I was reading an article from somebody called Manasseh Azuri. The Manasseh Azuri seen a accused President Mahama of Abronye Efeno Kunehi. And instead of President Mahama by intervening, he's not intervening in the matter. You call Bodana, you must have on it school of your own. And call Bodani. Maybe not the school way. I'm about before I go a boy. School can't before I can jump baby. And I'm going to prove to you. Manasseh Azuri care. Noni happiness. It's a President Mahama I intervene the issue. She President Mahama intervening. She shockingly. I get President Mahama and Fina. She this is not the President Mahama I know. The same Manasseh Azuri. Bongo, I know actually the division of the three arms of government, legislature, judiciary, and then the executive. I'm a more. You need not to interfere with the work of the other. Okay, judiciary, a court may interpret mla, but executive obey, but no, but actually, oh, mla can't like a family like obey. Manasseh Azuri kewa ke. It's a risk of President Mahama family. I intervene. Intervene how? In what way? Bongo, no more. Before one can intervene in what way? I can echo for nature judge. I can remember a lot of police officers. I can young man. If President Mahama fail na kind, the constitution if President Mahama can, he will protect and defend there. He has failed in that direction. Because the moment you interfere with the work of the judiciary, you are doing something against the law. And what President Mahama can do is to allow due process to prevail. And what President Mahama cannot take a phone and call the judge in your thing. Keji Oshejeje here, no son here. The judge will apply the law and say, okay, you are innocent, although you are guilty. Rakafa. Bongo. Where my name ni nibipi it happen. Ni one of the issues Nigma lament on. There was a time Afenema Kis stay court. There was an issue concerning near partnership. He got judgment within a day. So I forgot the issue. Judgment within a day. Then by parliament, we need to trust the judiciary. And then we have competent people who are manning the judiciary. And that we must respect the rulings of the courts. What has changed today? Has President Mahama sacked everybody who was working in the judiciary? And he's saying okay, ebu jeje, jeje limla te. Ma proof to you, Afenema is dead limla. Oh, I don't know me. It was so. Why is Afenema so worried? Okay, the judge applied the law properly. Afenema is returned to okay. Court test and what here no ye. And the court tennis and one year, like a court, a bagman and lawyer Jomo. So Afenema has nothing to say. We continue. Over the wire beer, there was an issue of SAR over between. Okay, I have elections. A whole community, 4 communities were prevented from voting. Where was Manasseh Azuri? Where was Afenema? Was that not against the right of a citizen? The right to vote in an election, to make a decision on who you want to rule as or manage the affairs of the country, to deny people of their right to vote. where were these individuals? They were nowhere to be found. No one come back. They are being selective, which is not the best. Bongo, one Kaseni. Bongo, now let me continue. Before I come to the ruling itself. Over there, is it the first time ni Amomoko for first publication in Ghana? And Danado, a lot of people were arrested for the same offense. Afenimakis and Co were okay. Now, when you speak, it is true. I don't actually freedom of expression. Ŋulami. But that freedom may no by express and the freedom of expression no by express and yet a limit. So I know actually rights and responsibilities. So when you have right there, you the person who has been given the right by the constitution there, there's a responsibility on you also for your towards your country. So I have a freedom of expression. What you express must not bring fear and panic into the system. So it becomes a responsibility on you, the individual. I cannot about you about fear. I can fear and panic. I can't man. And the law is clear on that one. Why is Afenimakis and Co not talking about these issues? But their concern is, oh, I brought here, she just best one. I need a will remand. No, I can't find. Bongo. Where be any polar focal? And you mean natural Gregory focal? Court care. What Beno Kodoko Gregory focal? There's no problem. In fact, I can't be work on our evidence. Court care with discharge you go. I'm more than no, I can with 6 years. Where was Afenimakis and these guys? And when they put him there, they were not able to come out. I can show, my lord, what a new evidence I can see like Bemo. A whole general for years until this came to power. Na Femini, na Chile. Where was Afenimakis and others? What is this NPP? You know, hey, I'm they are intimidating people. But the law is working. Why are we building Ghana in this manner? Why can't we allow the state institutions to work and do their work? Why can't we do that? Bongo, in Bakona, Nagashi, Sania Mona, or Kweluso. Okay, but I will cry, naturally. Bongo, Bongo, Shako Jamaica. Bongo, what channel? Bongo, only I'm one of those who believe Kaji won you. We must be careful what we say. Careful no makakashi in your minute tabi and taplache bomo beloni. And the evidence. If you take back, so court can bar. It's an imagine track bomo beloni. Now evidence say Obeko no after more. It's not right. That is what Abronia is doing. Over Bobo to it. Bobo, Ama Kebunuku, and Ananado. Maybe any among Afenimakis and Co were saying like the law is the law. And no matter the noise you make, the law still remain the law. But I might try 1. 300 plus people were arrested from April 2017 onwards for illegal small scale mining. Obaka can make a demonstration against illegal mining. They were arrested. Many demonstrate against no man. Ne fite one win one more. Ne am government can another can I be more money and more money. Doesn't make sense, my brother. And the people rather are being responsible to protect state property. They were arrested. And another much few okay. Over there, but Okayo Mukuna actually Kobna will be answer. He alleged Rebecca Kufuado. I state lands can have a foundation. Atu na mole ye studio after studio work on a mole kete. Over there, and a lot complain. You invite the person to call a police station akeba. But you don't come and arrest the person after work. No Rambo start back and no more kete. When he was arrested back in the charge sheet Bobby Asa versus what's the name? Rebecca Kufu. Over there, the person will be tried in the name of the state. was the person not tried in the name of the state? Later, Mole, she Rekakufado Foundation report Nabamole. So we have a journalist who expressed his views on stealing of state land was arrested. How many times about Captain Smart? There's no allegation, nothing there. Just like a TV, no, you have NDP is corrupt. Amole. More than 20, 50 times, Amola Ahu. Where was Afenimakis and Co? Bongo, over there, Michan and Co. Okay, I want to give the name properly. Okay, I think I've mentioned Bobby Answer Captain Smart. Now, but to Kobna Chum Ampofu and Emmanuel Dumesa convicted of. Okay, that one is not connected with what we call it, free speech. Oh, where is that? Oh. Okay, let me. I can't find it, so sorry to move on. Bongo, let's look at another point. In Kebofe ye be a bongo. Ni ake wiemo kumeni aywe. It doesn't augur well for our democracy. Ni people keep on making noise, including Abronye. Ka aywe aje afeneke. Court care, Abronye, Womubu. Abronye was released. In fact, I had a bail. Nete back. I go court case and they have committed the same offense. I came back court. Not over court there. NPB argue it's an angme Abronye. She noni efielejes and agbokukra. Prosecution neke one. She mo. My lord, I brought the name Okakashi Akanaba court. If the same thing, not me. And they go, I feel the same thing. My lord, can't me here. The possibility I can commit the same crime, man, is very high. Well, my lord, how do you remand? Judge, when he applied the law, let me go over to the article 96(5)(c) of Act 30, 1960. Bongo. There are instances ni kemoko ba court. Ni o ba no bail alone bail. For example, o commit crime. Ni amobo ke ba court eh. Amo bail. O to commit another crime the same crime call ba court eh, the court will not allow to go again. It is in our statute book. Okay, you are like a danger to public order. E wo how keep book ke agbesani na. E ke o fe mini. Amoyi. So the judge based his ruling on that particular article. He applied pepe. So where did the judge err? Where did the judge err? In the judge made a mistake here. And I brought you a femilo. I know if you bono tashi. Nibi na brought you feel. That's it. See, there's a video. Can't have no try. Mama, you can't. Does it make sense? Who to be care? Mama, it made in war. This thing is it good? Show evidence. You don't have evidence. Okay, the judge, sorry, the president Muhammad. Now I gave you a video. Another was on BBC. Now be like you know when they intimidate or it will be in a kind. A moment they are speaking freely. But in now when I can video actually. Another response was that he's not the one arresting people, but the state institutions are doing their work. The security agencies are doing their work. But Jeleni, and the Mahamaji money more men low. I don't like more bronye. So MPPLA, I mean, they are human. They have the right to do it, but we cannot do it. And I don't care. Jele momo me. It is the state institution who are doing their job. The state institutions are doing their job. And the president Isn't it the same state institutions that are doing their jobs? So what is the cry of the NPP? I don't get it. Okay. Bongo, last one. Last one. You see, we must try as much as possible to understand the politics we are doing it to build our country Ghana. So that we'll be about say, what build my own machine. But when we are doing politics, a suit well is okay. Is not okay. Or remember, Chief Justice said it doesn't matter how much noise you make, the law is the law. Has the judge violated any law here. He applied Article 95. He applied Pepe 96. Sorry, he applied the Pepe. He applied the African Noko. Can you let like no you and quality here? Next sitting there, by Alabe, I think Alabe at there. Only me. Ojo ta radio. Come on. Bamia over me 1 minute to. Bamia said, oh, where is that? Sorry to say, Bamia I intimidate NDPB. They are being intimidated. How I intimidate and say over the no touching. What is more painful like a book or a vote like a vote? A dollar. Bamia no go no you. Over the new tabia and another about me. The thing that happened in this country, President Mahama, the state institution, Mlake, a benefit whenever I benefit from the state. Mlake join. I deny that can be fair. He paid his own light bill. There was a time I know the people in yo. I can't survive for Keba. I was German. I did be a swaguna. Where was Baumia in those people? See the MPP. See, Nicole Dana. I am not President Mahama. You hear me? But we are different from President Mahama. Le musu be ni mo bole. As a you know be my way like scam the president of Ghana. Scam the president of Ghana. The MPP will see Akashi Mla Akentuni but Jamie the president. So Nanado New York German me ma connect pipe can say site kebe to ma cut all water body from Nanado enu no enu can say no na be yo. The man no more sometimes they believe as if I may some supernatural human beings tomorrow better kono. What is the thing that me, Frank, I don't like? Okay. But we came back to NDC. You what Tabian before Nyami was I not speaking about the kind of issue like a parent institution? I'm being fair. I'm not biased. So we need to allow state institutions to work. I'm backing my point. For example, if you compare a 9 billion debt, look at 25 billion, 9 billion debt, it doesn't make sense. It's absolute madness. Court, court, I'll defend it. But can't bongo ebemoko. See, now let me be more. It's a video. National court, video, doesn't make sense.
Okay.
We need to be honest to ourselves.
Na kan organize more balance. She danu mama ya badano PK niji MC PRO. What a Frank Nkansa Nageke PRO PK amenkwe ni fema se Frank PK ke nkwa ke ngabu.
Okay, me
PK unke nkwa ke ngabu. Yo when wo share menji bu o take on it bia na ke petition niji CJ mena amenchuna kanuchumo. Kenya ten amone kesa ne name ya ke to enjoy le jino ni water wo as Ghana man bi
Isaki
Bongo
ona ke amani FM ya hanu ni Bongo MPP ama hypocrisy bia na eni share the level ni share bia na the highest level. Who is Aboni na monjibo Efebu. Efe Captain Smart. Efe Oliver ni le tachelete Baka. Vomao Efele. Efe Chema Ampofu. Efe Bobiansa.
Thank you.
Na moji ni abronya ni man of the National Democratic Congress. Akelete kota hu ni Chema Ampofu. Of a doctored tape, me and Beden Chamefi. I'm a time. I'm going to take demonstration. I'm going to petition Moko. Bomo etashi. Eke judge ne. Bomo bonyo jile. Neke judge ne. Neke judge ne. Na ke bano ba answer. Agbena okay President Mahama. Me President Mahama ife. Man po. Bona mane me no yo ne. Me come ye mane me hypocrite ni. Ame hypocrisy akefo ame ngena mentwabie wa mentwabie manasi boba ke Mahama gbongbonyo ni to any brother wie mama ni mole alo ase dun ke national chairman le mole that be mean by Bono regional chairman le nete ang ma statement ake alo le te police station ya fe report ake amo ni eta to le te abronye alo NDC party executive ko ni te police station ya report ake shi aya na amo abronye me no hypocrisy e ma na me fa na kai bobo efesha ni amole aja fati of the MPP okoya ke shi ko ni journalist ni we be a committee jeme for interview ni ejietwe under MPP mi na fele eche national security mi na fele it was under Mahama administration aja fati tashi ne ke camera man here Mahama ya boa Mahama ya say moko ekele noko if you go directly on Mahama afoda don't only back and lady na fear not only fear it was an attack I can see agbe Mahama so definitely as an mole na kela te kaje na kai me and you jomo me plot e ba nye fe no ni fe na kai the man the president of the Republic of Ghana at threat le na shigbo won free me ni happy wo afenye making me ya you station ko nke I respected the man a lot be konihu she be an ignorant he is an ignorant person ni encho e konko encho e penny kan encho no
thank you
no ni kan encho e ko no encho penny no ko ben how can a lawmaker come out and come and say Akeshi you can never allow that judge at court now will never have your respect and we have the likes of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia supporting what Afeni Makin said. And Bawumia want to be the president of the Republic of Ghana. And the 38%, we still have the 38% are still supporting the idea of this incompetent guy, Bawumia. Afeni Makin, ni legend lawmaker. No one feel like we have 3 arms of Ghana. Maybe an able 4. Including the media. Often what is school at we have 3 arms of government. We have the judiciary, the executive, and then the legislature. Now media bafita yawo. Right? So if we have just 3 arms of government, the media bafita. Then if you are a media person, you have to be tolerant. Aloje nakai. Media nenwe media no often wale local media and then the social media. So if you are using social media, whether you are a registered media house or not, automatically you fall under the media jurisdiction. So okay, operate no to media, then automatically as an follow the media law, because ota of media. Hello, so since ota of media, you have to follow. You have to learn the media law. You have to learn the ethics in media. You won't come and sit down and just be insulting Olupa Ikeke. There is nowhere you will see the executive insulting the legislature. Allow a legislature inciting people against the judiciary. You won't see any because it is an arm of government. Neither will you see these 3 arms inciting the media, people against the media. You won't see it anywhere because I'm like a man who a man I external. Neke we me 8 alo me 4 no work am ye ni omochichire o man no. Gamen sorry I can catch fita because me try ni call ya and show no.
She so when land
if abronye efe konkoko alo efe ni neta cholete nkuko buoko make a mic ke camera enwe here ni eke ewie no ni ya no ye ma mi automatically is under social media, right? Because not if your JTV station no like if it a local media le no ni run ni post your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok can handles nation, so automatically you fall under social media. So if you are a social media, then directly you are into the media. So you have to mind your languages. Obatashi. Menene keneyo. And then you put a judge on board. This the judge. Oba dress like a judge and you still want to continue operating that kind. No. Man, we have a document that we call Constitution, which that document guides us to where we are supposed to go. And then aside the Constitution that we have what we call manners from home. Because court is school about your Constitution. Call a Shia was an actual Shia Constitution. The Shia Constitution is sebita flat and no jibene wa kase wimo. Beno ba kase no ke onne me awie ko da fi bomokrapa no le beno ke le ba awie. Moko tuma bro nya ke mini international, you will never have my respect. Moko tuma afenyo market many respect all affairs, you will never have my respect because I respected the man a lot some time ago. She be ane, not a few ane. It's proven to me Akeshi, the man is senseless. Oh yes. Dabi Jamie, I'm telling you the facts on what is there because job sabita flat non bota flat jomonku she go lawmaker okay Akeshi own colleague along money okele you ni leta chole in the same arm okay Akeshi all respect ile we the far west against that person just because original chairman ete ya yo bulu asaneke chonle ni le wa chele Akeshi eba neba jena ni nya ejena ajele mene they no need LPT. And you know the Constitution gives mandate judge, every judge, right Akeshi, kesaneba no both side to use more discretion. No make sure Akeshi okay buy a sani beni ba won gbomo ke ma bi efe na. Mene kan just say ni leta cholete abro ni ahane free. E ba repeat e ba san ba. E ba repeat e ba san ba. So kemi ni Akeshi dabi the judgment. Ni na get judgment na ale enwona. I can come back to the court. And say Akeshi judge. Ruling no ha. Na ke parliament na lele ojo ba kete ba fi ko.
Okay.
Ni judge ba tashi. They ba come insani ami. They ba wa Akeshi anukwala ke kete ba fi ko. Ke na Akeshi anukwala kete ba fi ko asane ke lawo. Na blight way. Ke ba kase ni.
Mama Bisaniku BFAB. Mama Bisan what is that?
Can we second topic e ko ne nya. Major better topic ne. There's another topic again.
What BFAB.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Speaker Bisaniku, security agencies don't need my permission to arrest MPs. Is it connected to the case because mensu sake afenyo?
No, it's not. Yes.
Privileges committee.
Yes.
No, when I go to the privileges committee, it's not an arrest that to take you there.
No, me try get.
No, it's not linked to that. It links to the Netherlands.
Anyone share go back to for 3 minutes. So 02743 for 331. If you're 6 minutes. Okay, boy, I know. Please have madam.
Over the MPP as a political party. I can say on authority, MPP are the best strategy. I'm a strategy, no, Amale attacks. Like a political strategy, 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016. You can't use that strategy again in the Ghanaian politics. Having to notice that all the intellectuals, many years ago, I'm a fan of NDC.
Okay.
I didn't know what she. So the MPP, come on, call many managers MPP, and you ask yourself, MPP, the MPP no a good. Now, this is what Mamu Baumia said. But I have observed with great concern the endless assaults on the fundamental right of officers, activists, and supporters of the new patriotic party across the country by this National Democratic Congress government. Over there, NDC assault and there will be over there. But I should mention one name of an MPP that has been assaulted. Do you know the meaning of assault? Assault can be verbal or physical. na mo aje me which of their activists ajele allow us sort la plale eton they speak anyhow you wanna ene meke o le ba o mi bi blo fu we eton na who has been assaulted for bobo na chimi pa bo fa wa bobo we continue these attacks arrest and detention both way these attacks arrest and detentions and unconscionable bail conditions have been a persistent feature of the NDC government since they took office. They can attack MPB. 2, arrest them, detain them. Over there, when they were in power, attacks had been made during elections. Where was Baumia? Bongo, you see, no one can go to school. I can't learn doctor ni professor. All the doctors and the professor doctor in Ghana yo. Coach abloti, menu abloti na metuni president can be other professor like doctor any. So one abloti. So this professor doctor me the can say bogus doctor can professors. What changes have they brought into the system? Bamia is a doctor in economics. Money economy. Attacks. Now listen to what Bamia said again. Okay? Arrest over under Baumia. When they not arresting people. If you arrest somebody, you talk more family, Tom Lano. Make when I arrest Abraham talk Mlano. And this Mahama administration, no more na more than they talk Mlano. Baumia could not mention. We continue. Okay? The latest of such act of intimidation has been the arrest and detention of Abronye. Abronye, what we issue so much my argument. But this is where I had issues with Baumia and the MPP. Okay? These actions undermine free speech and are setting Ghana democracy backward. You know why I could say I swear. Because I'm like our daddy. Boom. Okay, Momo na more Abronye is undermining free speech. I have told you like a free speech has limits. Once the state has given you the freedom to express yourself, you must do that responsibly. Do it and do it well. Has Abronye done that? Baumia can take school. Has he been able to tell Abronye, yes, you have the freedom to express yourself, but with you must be responsible in your expression. Baumia could not tell Abronye. Be a book me. Okay, I can tell free speech over there. And that they close more than 100 TV and radio stations. And they're not gagging free speech. These are the people who are telling you and Akishi, I gag free speech. Absolute madness. Absolute madness. Second, when you speak the truth, you don't fear. Call you and call no chifa. What I mean? Whether I do a power, you know me, I've been speaking the same way. In offer, Nickebo Tashi Bongo. Baumia ke Abronye no na ye na je male na ye basabasa na ke judge and si judge she political judge akafa e ke Mahama ni hu fi na ye basabasa onani Mahama amole because of Eje Mahama but Mahama didn't effect his arrest akeo Eje mi amole that be she no na you against the judge no you know that mo na family amole now ke o close radio stations over 100 ke TV stations say ke Abronye come pena mole na mo gag free speech.
Mono close
station say Baumia was under the MPP when they closed radio stations and TV stations. He didn't see that as gagging against free speech. But the rest of Abronye is gagging against free speech. Kemene me. Akewa ke no ko ba me chumi ye kode. No ko be chu emi. Bro so they speak big grammar. No ko be chu emi. Bobo, let's be honest. He cannot go be chu emi. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Then the last one.
Okay, no get me now.
The last one. You're a very good guy. Kemba be no Twitter. And this can be PFA. It's very nice. So continue to do that. Boom. Okay, I therefore serve notice to officers of the state who are active participants in the unholy enterprise that the day of accountability will come and the abuse of state power will be accounted for. Oh, that's not okay about power. Who said Baumia will come to power?
He's lying to himself.
Okay, the day of accountability will come. Which accountability? Baumia sat as vice president. They denied the people of SAR the chance to vote. He didn't speak about accountability. But that was in this country. I inflate projects. Even America, another was caught red-handed. I was misled. Have they accounted? Bongo being people, have they? So you see, sometimes when we sit here and we are talking, when I go to school, again, you know, I go to school. Why I go to school? I'm a medical school, I'm sure professors, doctors. But the point must be made clear. When you violate the constitution, there are institutions that will deal with you. Well, the gagging of press freedom, and the end, we saw more of those things being done. As we speak today, even when they wanted to close some radio stations, minimum
I'm a one man.
See, they close for
okay. And was
they think they are more human than some of us.
Nakama Facebook mama, but I came back and watch you kusu not book
square kuku nine just nine like brief. All I can to a Benin brother you me about close radio good. I take not less than 48 hours. Like a close radio good. Where a TV station, a radio station, or naturally Power FM annexed in a
XYZ.
No, that be the same Power FM and only. No, I think no, Power FM. It take not less than 24 hours like a close Power FM. Now about close Power FM, national security can mini I should be just because of one person. No, Mugabe Masi. Mugabe Mase ke Akugan ke Lusto amenfe program here Radio Gold. Ni acho na ka program muntie program nke ame program no na te akata ame ejeme. Nsa am ni Mugabe agbena. What was his offense? He was inciting the public against the president. The president against the public. Na ka ewie mu eke wo baba. Fine. Mo fia money ewie mo ke wo alo ni basa baba fe me ni international I support the person should be arrested. So ke afie mo ko nye ngene ka afie mo ko aka wi. Na na ke fe ni neta to le fuseni definitely ke shalasa no asara ke fele because gameke chona ke twatete na ka cho ene na asana ke twa na mo tete.
Ojugba ma share Facebook ko ni fe mo ba mama Manamona again Manasa is not a proper journalist. He should not be Manasseh is not a proper journalist. He should not be contacted for any interview. He should be shut down if he comes out with negative messages. Kenya Mubarak Rodriguez good morning to you Bongo. Free speech has to do with criticism, but it should not be abused through attacks and baseless claims. I have seen some NPP full soldiers on social media admitting that what Malik Basintali said also happened during their time in office. They seem to have forgotten that the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, once made statements urging Ghanaians not to vote for John Dramani Mahama, even going as far as describing him as a drunkard. Mubarak Abdullahi, Abdulkumar South constituency, deputy youth organizer, hopeful. And I mean, one woman is here. Can you hear Lewe? Pretty eat Lewe ke kudos. Agbenewe faith everybody fata worry. Stella something like interesting one. Okay, Ojugba Okembana Agbe. Ben chosen Ben Longe, good morning guys. You are doing a great show. Napoleon Longe, good morning. Anyone share work on film bana. Ona mama money 7 mama no bank. No president of 5 ko. Wa fe kusun ko. Ona bo nugbo be se. Inu situation pe tutu. E wo be no ke agbele gbejigbe ke kume. A fe drinks ke kume na fe road there. This time wa pa fire ke drinks agbele mi. Le mi ada. Danny road aba koni woni na. Si first manage no ni not boyo ahan wo. Ne cases in name kuku keke wo.
Danny maya na kawe mo no. Ole mu ko na to le Benghazi. NPP communicator no by election Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia win ko e ba shan e radio good ni agbe election na ata ole anwa ale eta o mancheme eta o mancheme ke osofo ke imams aya na akpa NDC national executives ke regional executives ke most of council akpa me 5 abana bakpa fire hu na ke fe no ko ke ya wo ke kebu bia den we eke ke NDC lay alo government dey lay alo judge alo police ko lay ni arrest boko eko won and ba share this party office ni se na wo amona kan small girl ni ke agbe mama mi to Benghazi ba no wa no e share this party office keje na ka gbe ni kele ba pe your studio alo kele ba pe eko mi mashale
ebe boss
ano gbe ni ke Benghazi ba pe eko mi mashale ba ke ba share party office because keboko lay you see MPP that mean you many more brother you MPP mo fe won like she egu mo don to money afenyo marking ke Salam Mustafa ke na Nabi me na me fe on enu am I understand them Salam Mustafa ke na Nabi amenta na me a contest Salam Mustafa here for you to organize national organizer and Nabi is going for the first vice chairman. No, Asara me fe no ko ni am a branch and in the constituency be and I guess no they are working for us.
That's it.
That is why these people are doing that.
It's true.
And then we have the zombies. I know I'm following me.
Yes, you have said it all.
Bonumishi. The zombies are still following them. But these people are doing it for their personal interest. Now, Afenyo Makin is doing it because he wants the running mate slot. And then you people are supporting him. Bonumishi. These people are doing it for their personal interest. But when you are contest, it's not because of a contest. I vote no. If after contest, okay. Let's move to our the issue on NADMO.
In 2 minutes,
okay. Quick one, what five? Swanya me. No, I guess she be no obote neta tolete nyimobi. No, what five? Be ni money. Won pa fa wa wala wo hehia ni wo wala hehia e wo wa pa ni fa kenyu mo no ye hia wa pa fa ake hehia wo pa fa wa kenyu mo no ye hia o fa na hehia ke o hihia ho ni o ekole o yen loli alo o yen moto ni ona ke shi ni mo ebo enepe je ni eche ni ebo enepe o fa ni park mo ye ku ni mo abashi ke ebashi yen o fa ni dan onye o femini o chomi no ni oba lose na kan one very day ehife ni oba lose o wala ni ona don alo ko leke because of no ewo ni oba atunu ti wa ke o choko ni mo ba ko ni ti mo ni wa na aba hwe bo fa ni ana hwe because mene ko gbo na kan tu mo ni aba hwe bo e na ke shi because of oba ko aba na replacement o wa pa fight no se won when you me wo mami me ni wo yo slum areas ni wo na keka wo chakepe wo ke dwe enme afa kan you wo fet wo yete na lo ebo ni pe da bia ne ake acho ke hwe botan won pa ni fight won pa fight wo pa ne ke majani bi na because bo je me ko chon o ke hwe je me ibaya septa flat e ko le 5 6 alo 10 ni ke ba bola ni onyo ofe ni o ke hai wo ibaya ni ba fite na ni ba property.
No, ne
bona. Eba fite my property because Achibola womi. Wo area lo wo popanu wo yo mi wo gate se na fio eda bibi ni. No wo pa fai. Ni gate se da e wo ko ke bola ko womi. Ni ko le ya je ko ene ba je e ko le tai alo no ko e de me ni choki. E flood ji no yi. No e han na kan popo alo na kan area le fe e flood e wana ke ba pote ko tumi. E ba fite ni bi mo ba fo e ba fe na ke shi go no to bola wo mi ese boy you are very free to go ba kwa fight no say lastly when ma we ji kenyu money o fa na card mo to shi ba na ke shi aducho ne e bete alo gbe no alo no ko e o ba o fa ne kenyu money card mo to e shi but rather ta mo ko ni your safe no ya no ajumo jeme alo to be ni wie hia because when I think about you on what change in your area me fair it like so the moment today na 20 years and above 15 20 years and above a boy a week ni se ne wote wa fuchuku ye ni mo mi no wa fuchuku ye Russia mass road ni mo na ni efa from roots na gbeshi so imagine ake shi kanji mo kodumo shishinko e shiko e gbomo awi no wa pa fai kenu mo ne ka du mo cho shishin we have more tips ni wo ke baba she know that before no baba tash no we particularly know until then ekoleke emergency ko happy yeku ofane allo flood allo noko these are the numbers ekoleke ocha oni ne ba she wona we allo make number ni manye ni ke wo ba ke ba ngashiji 112 no di emergency response number ke hanadu kocha ababi bo eni oyo ka ojo we ni oyo wo ba twa na mo bi ni yo many bankable quickly ababa na ba rescue in the situation ko ni bi aya no
yo she pick a message kon we get please tell Bada that there is a pressing need at Adrembu that requires utmost attention.
Yes, we are I am aware of that issue and then we will take care of that issue very soon. Because of no na kan issue any you che ni chon electrical cables me bona ni what they were sent more letter first if ko wada ke wa shibia na one invite like about office eba so the next thing that we will do is we ba ha le semo letter no ke ba court because what it's an eba office no ale what one na as an if one ale verbal warning eboku one letter eboku so the third thing is since we started with persuasion care failure the best thing is we will force because what she because of individual maybe I lost them.
Okay Stefan over no use 1 minute over no use 1 minute
when Domahini granted me bail, the Attorney General immediately brought impeachment proceedings against him, Oliver Bakahoma, against Domahini.
Yes.
Eke Beni Akelete court. Na bail le, eke free speech na bail le. Attorney Godfrey Dami is going to judge Domahini as judge, actually as judge. These are the same people who are speaking about free speech. Look, we express it freely. Oton ashwe, they ready to
okay. There was a frau
Bongo.
What cry when you 9:30 am you for no wa that one 9:30 am you for what exceed what time my friend 9:30 what you for
next time
yo many can ask anybody say from papa nke teacher ni agwa mi ahun when e born na wo cha nyanyo fe mo no lololo na kana ono abu badala won ye bie e fata nad mo bia yi to bo na ewie wo ha ni wo ke wo njon no ma ke wo ka tuni Alfred kemen kroko men na kanye twashi mene wonye wo gbele gban no ko wo pa fai ye kekia wo ngbaji ni tetela te kanye no wo idon wo ke wo kanye ise